I'm so about to break the fourth wall. Did you hear that? Was that static part of the song?
No, that's why I changed songs. I was hoping it would fix it for me. I clicked and I
Yo!
don't know what was happening. I'm like, all
Oh,
right.
dude, yo!
That's why I didn't hit the live button until the static stopped. So
No, I didn't know what was going on. I thought we were still broken. All
no,
right.
we're good.
Dude, fourth wall breaks are amazing. The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for better. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. Get a $25 deposit bonus. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no guys, me, really real, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. Scott, I mean, the W is just amazing. Absolutely hilarious. I think it's funny that so many people are talking about how Caitlin Clark has impacted ticket sales.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, actually, no, she's not. The WNBA got their money months ago from y'all. Anything you're doing now is just like your own personal trying to sell your ticket, and you're the only person being impacted by that. I never understood it, Scott, how they would say, oh, the WNBA is losing money because she's not playing. They're not. The tickets were bought months ago. The check's been cashed. Everybody else that was jacking up the prices, and those are the people I don't feel bad for. Those people that are jacking up $50 tickets all the way up to $300. Those are the people I don't feel bad for. So if you lost your money, I don't feel bad.
You never tried to do that for concert tickets?
No, actually, I am a real stand-up guy. There was a time that I was in Charlotte. Story time, real quick. Time I was in Charlotte, and it was a Lil Yachty concert, and I had 2 tickets. I can't remember why I had 2 tickets, but I had 2 tickets, and me and a friend went, and she already had a ticket, so I had an extra ticket, and I was just standing there in line, like, and I heard somebody saying, "Man, we just trying to wait out here for somebody that's selling tickets," and I turned around, like, I'm selling tickets, and they're like, "How much?" And I was like, just give me what I paid for it." What?
That's like the worst negotiating I've ever heard, by the way.
Yeah.
You're
It
just trying to
was.
be a stand-up guy.
I mean,
So.
it was Lil Yachty in like freaking 2015, 2016. Like, who's paying $100 for a Lil Yachty ticket? It was like a $50 ticket. I was like, give me my $50. And
I'm
she
just
was like,
saying you could have set the starting bid a little bit higher than that, but it's fine.
man, sometimes you just don't want to do people like that, man. Sometimes I wasn't thinking about it. I was thinking about my $50 that I spent that I didn't need to spend. I probably could have gotten a little bit more out of them, but
It's
nah,
fine. It's all
it was
good.
cool. And you know what? That good karma probably came back at some point. Hopefully.
Probably.
All right. Scott Studio Right Show. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, can't complain. Got a sweep last episode. In fact, it was pretty
Lucky
easy.
you.
Yeah, ended up having Ryan Howard on the rebounds of 4.5. It's a joke of a line when Griner doesn't play. She had a monster game on the boards again. For my dog, same game parlay, we did end up picking the Liberty to destroy the Valkyries, so I bet it twice. I had the Liberty alt spread with the team total under for the Valkyries. That paid at a plus 160. Never in doubt, they won by like 30. I was only concerned that they were going to no-show the fourth quarter, and they didn't. They killed them. So never in doubt, nice sweep for me. So can't complain.
What was I? Oh yeah, here, take your.
Thanks.
Let me get that. Let me get one of those. I get one of these.
How about if you sweep it out?
What's the point?
You know, Scott,
Can't do anything right.
it's really frustrating.
Mm.
The Mercury actually put themselves in position to cover that game.
They couldn't grab a rebound. That's why you lost. They couldn't grab a rebound at the end of the game.
And because I also bet the team total over on my other show, and so I tried to figure. I got greedy. That's what I got greedy. I tried to bet them twice, and I ended up taking the spread here. It didn't hit.
It didn't matter for your lock and dog picks. At least you got the Sparks team total.
Yeah, I did.
Could be worse.
And that was a sweat and a half.
Yeah, it was.
All right, we got a guest. We got a bunch of games. We got a lot of content to get through here in not so little time, and we're gonna bring all of that through. But first, gotta remind you that Sean and Ryan are gonna be ripping packs live next Monday night on air. They'll be breaking open a case of Panini Prisms with DAPS, and you can get 10% off your favorite team with promo code SGPN. Go to sportsgamepodcast.com/break to get in on the action. Scott, I'd be pissed if I got a pack and it didn't have anything in there. Like, I don't want any of those comments. When I open a pack, I want a legendary, or I want like a, what do they call it? What do they call it? Legendary? Hologram? Yeah.
Whatever.
Do you remember? Have you seen Are We There Yet?
Yes.
Yes, you remember the card that like the hologram. What was it? A holographic Yao Ming card or something like that.
That would go for a decent amount nowadays.
Yo, how much is that worth? Because he traded his card to get fixed for that. Yao Ming hologram card. How much was that?
I forgot about that movie. They made 2 of them, right?
Yeah, they did. So, okay, it depends on which one he sold because some of these are like $45,000.
That sounds about right. 45.
Yao Ming, a Yao Ming card. Man, dude, that's a lot of money for a card, man. All right. We got my guy Flo here with us. Breaking down some of the games. Scott, I'm sorry. I thought I had this figured out of how I was bringing Flo on, and I didn't. Oh nope, I got it. Welcome, Stephen Flo rival, whatever. How do you pronounce it, Flo? Hello, is it working? Here?
Can you hear us? You good?
I don't even think he can hear us. I mean, we're literally talking to him right now.
I don't know if he can hear us.
I don't know. Let's take him out and then put him back in.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
Can you have us? That's what.
Oh man, yeah, I can't hear you guys. Maybe something on my end.
I swear we're sitting here. We're like, yo, we're talking. Like we're having a conversation.
We're talking about Are We There Yet? And he muted us. It happens.
Yeah.
No.
He didn't want to hear that conversation. Flo's over it already here. It's a big WNBA link up here.
What was the name of the second one? It was Are We There Yet? And there was another
Are We Home Yet?
Are We Home Yet? That's
yes,
right.
Because they bought a
Had
house.
the trip. Yeah, okay. That's right.
Yeah, they bought a house and they got married and it was like the dude from like House was on the show or something like that. Okay. All right. Flo's gonna restart, then come back. It's all good.
I swear it worked before we hit the live button.
Hey, no, it really was. We were just talking. Like we was literally just having a conversation. So I don't know. What's up with that, but we'll get Flo back in here. But let's go ahead and talk about some things going on tonight because we do actually. This is a show for Friday's games here, Scott. Thursday we got a couple of games on the slate. The Wings are playing the Sky. Our Liberty are playing the Valkyrie. Scott, just a quick glance over at both games. Real quick injury news for both teams. You got Haley Van Link is going to be able to play in this game for the Sky, and Jacquel Jones and Naira Sabali are both out for the Valkyrie. I mean, not for the Valkyries, for the Liberty. And so it will be Kennedy Burke in the starting lineup.
By the way, the sequel was Are We Done Yet? Not Are We Home Yet?
Oh, yeah, because they were rebuilding the home. Are we done yet? Yeah, okay. That was it.
So
dang, I'm weak. Are we home yet? I'm over here mixing shows and movies together.
That's fine. Whatever.
Scott, everything is up for grabs on the slate here tonight on a Thursday before we start talking about the Friday games. Anything here you like in particular?
Well, I know that you are a man of the deja vu principle, so I'm guessing you're on the Valkyries tonight.
I am not on the Valkyries. I took the under in the game.
Okay.
Figuring that they weren't going to be able to score again, and we probably see some better on their side here. All right, Flo, are you back? Can you hear us?
Loud and clear.
All right, there we go.
Beautiful.
Great to have you here. Shout the people out. Tell the people where you're from.
Appreciate you guys for having me. Definitely been following you guys for a minute. I'm from Queens, but you can follow me on Twitter at Stephen Florval. My friends just call me Flo, so everyone could just call me Flo. Just don't call me Steven. I hate getting called.
Don't call me my first name, please.
Yeah.
I am one.
I'm Stephen like Curry, and then people call me Steven, and then we're not cool.
And that's how I am with the Terrell and Terrell. And it's like, no, it's not Terrell. Like, there's one guy. There's literally one guy in the world that goes by Terrell, and everybody else assumes that we all like that. All right, Flo. Well, I threw it over to Scott first. Scott, anything else that you were talking about that you liked on the slate here?
Yeah, I thought about the over in the Wings and Sky game, but that implies that the Sky can actually score points, but the Wings can't guard anybody. If you give up that many points to Connecticut, I'm assuming every game you play is going to be a track meet at this point, and the Sky aren't good defensively either. I like the over in that game. I see points. I do think you're looking at the other game potentially being another lopsided one. We'll see, but look, the Valkyries are 2-2. I'm happy for them, but damn, the Liberty should kill that team again.
That's 2 more wins than we thought we were going to have at this point in the season.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
but,
I'm happy. I'm happy with what.
Do you know what the Wings would do for 2 wins right now? What Connecticut would do for 2 wins right now? Like, I'm just saying, Valkyries, they're not terrible. They're not good, but shout out to Burton. Burton's been great so far with that team. So I like how they're playing. At the end of the day, though, the offense isn't good enough, and the Liberty should dominate if they actually care enough. They should. There's no look-ahead spot ahead, so I see the Liberty winning comfortably again.
All right, Flo, over to you. What you like here on Thursday? Real quick thoughts on anything you like Thursday.
Yeah, this Wings Sky game reminds me so much of last year when it was Wings Fever, and it was just like props heaven, and everything went over, and both teams were like nearing 100 points. I think it's gonna be one of those games where like both teams get over 80 points. I think just pure just like regression to the mean. Angel Reese PRA has to be a smash spot only because she's shooting 31% on the season. This is like the worst defense on shots 8 feet and in, and they're allowing every big who has functioning arms and that can chew bubblegum at the same time to crush their PR line. So Reese is over the P plus R line. They started at 25.5. It's up to 26.5. She's 3 for 4. And you also factor in like one was a brutal matchup against the Liberty where they got smoked. They had no chance. Another, they were down 30. They lost 35 points to the Fever. So if you get 30 plus minutes with Angel Reese against this terrible defense, against a game that's super fast paced, I love Angel Reese tonight. And also, like I was doing some research. She has 14 straight double doubles against top 5 pace teams in 27 minutes. So I don't see any reason why the Wings are going to stop her. And I also think this is a smash spot for Paige Beckers. Like the assist to me feels so free. When I saw what Alyssa Thomas did to this Sky defense, I realized like anything is possible. Like just ladder it as high as you can go up. Paige can hit the top ladder. I was like barely going in on the 10 assists for Alyssa, and she hit like what 15. So yeah, I love Paige Beckers in this spot.
All right, I'll jump in here on the slate. And I'll talk about what 777 just put in here. Jacquel Jones is out. Which player props best to replace her usage? Well, which cloud player props? I didn't even look at cloud for the person to replace it. I went straight to Breanna Stewart. Some reason they got her still listed at 7.5 rebounds, and you're getting pretty solid plus money on her to get a double-double here. 10 plus rebounds is plus 185. I think that's where you look for the rebound usage here. You get some Breanna Stewart taking over. She's playing the 5 here today. And that's probably where you see some of the Valkyries try to take advantage and the fact that they're putting out a smaller lineup here. But I don't have anything. I still think it's an under kind of game. But I do think Breanna Stewart cleans up a lot of rebounds here. If you're looking for a cloud prop, RA is the best way to go. Always the best way to go for me. Real quick. So, are the Sky winning this game?
No.
I mean, I'll ask because they should have beaten Phoenix probably. That fourth quarter was disgusting. The Wings beat Connecticut. Congratulations, I guess. I mean, you got to win on the schedule.
And it was like a million revenge games in that game. Like you had Kurt Miller, Dejanay Carrington, Ty Harris. On the other side, Marina Mabe. Like that was a crazy. It was so many players from both sides.
I guess the question I'm going to ask, though, is if Chicago doesn't win this game, when are they ever going to win a game besides potentially against the Valkyrie and against the Sun? Because this team is in a danger zone where they might end up with like 10 wins the entire season. They're running out of games. And
let's throw this in there, Scott. This is the first game of a deja vu set. It's a home and home. So next game is in Dallas on Saturday.
Okay.
It's just that the fact that I can't tell you to take the dog in the first matchup because the line's been flip-flopping +1 all day.
Yeah.
I think I'll go for the home team split. I'll pick Chicago tonight. No chance I bet it. 0% chance I bet on this team. But I can see them splitting because I think both teams aren't very good. When you have two teams that are that bad defensively, you could just get chaos if you just make some open shots. I'll give Chicago the benefit of the doubt at home. So I'll go Chicago tonight and Dallas in the second game.
Yeah, that's kind of more or less like where I stand. I just don't understand like what the identity of the Sky team is. Like with Tyler Marsh, like Courtney Vandersloot gets to take 5 threes one game. Then Kia Nurse gets to take 6 threes one game. Then Ariel Atkins has a 10% usage in the last game. They're running the offense through Ariel Atkins until the fourth quarter where they need to win the games where Atkins gets to get standing in the corner again. I'm just always a hater of the Chicago Sky because like I like the players on this team. I just don't understand the system. I just don't get like what the system is, what they're attempting to do. Like, why do they have like Angel Reese standing at the 3-point line trying to throw entry passes when you have Courtney Vandersloot who's like well equipped to do that? Like, so yeah, I'm just a Chicago Sky hater until they like.
I also question the pairing of Reese and Camilla because I just don't see it working between the two of them. So that's a whole separate point.
Oh my God, can't believe I'm sitting in a therapy session about the Chicago Sky right now. All right, let's go talk about the games actually happening on Friday here. Oh man. First, before we do that though, gotta talk to you about Edge Boost. They are wrong. Wow, I pulled up the wrong ad reads. That's for the other show. There we go. Edge Boost, the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees, no minimums, earn cashback rewards. 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match the deposit. That's edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN. Underdog's going long for the NBA playoffs here with their extender bonus. We're here in game 5. I mean, I told you, Scott. I feel like I don't know how they gonna do it in game 5, but I don't think the Pacers have the heart to get them off of their home floor yet again. I really don't. And so here we are. The extender bonus might get one more game. 90% bonus in game 6 if we get one more game. Keep tapping in, keep using your extender bonus. 80% bonus here tonight for the next game. Or you could throw some WNBA into your underdog lineup, and it will still take the 80% bonus. Don't sell underdog. I told you that though. Make sure you use that promo code NBA SGPN. Claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. All right, had to interrupt that kill session on the Chicago Sky right there. Can't let these two anywhere near each other talking about the Sky. Connecticut Sun on the road going to play the Indiana Fever in our first game here on a Friday, 7:30 p.m. on the East Coast. Indiana Fever are laying 12 at home here. 10.5 it opened up at. It's all the way bet up to 12. 162.5 is the total. I mean, the big thing on the injury report is, Caitlin Clark is out for 2 weeks, as everybody is aware. Anything else that I missed here?
Yes, the Sun are really bad at basketball.
Yeah.
They're kind of bad at basketball. I wouldn't say
really.
I wouldn't say really bad.
I'm not sure they get to like 10 wins. They're pretty bad.
Yeah, I don't know if they get to 10 wins either. But what I will say is, this line is insane. This is 12 points. Marina Mabry is questionable for the game. Olivia Nelson-Ododa is also questionable for the game. So, I mean, if those actually go negative, then I guess I could see what you're saying here with laying 12. But ultimately, in one game, I thought that the books would not give Indiana the respect of being a good team, because Caitlin Clark was out. However, they're clearly giving them that respect. They made them 12-point favorites here. I'm going to kick it over to our guest, Scott. Flo, what do you like here in this game? Fever laying 12 against the Sun.
I like the Fever in this spot simply because the Sun are disgraceful. And what I saw against the Dallas Wings last game was an atrocity. They gave up 109 points at home to the Dallas Wings, who had a rotation of like 10 players. And if you have no Nelson-Ododa or Marina Mabry, I think it's going to get spooky very quickly. Like, it's going to be a team led by maybe Sanaya Rivers, maybe taking the most shots in this game. And I also think like they're running into like kind of like the revenge factor again, like DeWanna Bonner. Clearly, like Stephanie White wants to give her a pronounced role. She played over Natasha Howard in that second half against the Mystics. And I just think like this is a better matchup for like Aaliyah Boston to probably get going again. Last game, she was in hell with Shakira Austin and Kiki Irifan and that entire front court. So I love the Fever in this spot because I just think like we might be looking after the Valkyrie at the worst team in the league. And if Mabry's not in there, then how are they going to score points? So yeah, 12 is a lot of points, but I do like the Fever in this spot though.
Scott.
I think I agree. I think I'd rather potentially go with the under in this game, because we saw the Fever's offense basically look pretty underwhelming for most of that game. They scored 24 in the fourth quarter. They had less than 18 points in 2 out of the first 3 quarters.
Yep.
I just don't trust this offense without Caitlin running the entire show. Bonner gave them 21, which I don't think anybody saw coming, and they still only scored 77. That's not a good sign. As for Connecticut, they're not great offensively anyway. They were good last game in that track meet, but Mabry might not play. She's one of the only floor spacers on the court for that team. She's very streaky anyway, but at least she creates better spacing for the other players around her. And with her potentially missing this game, I don't know how the Sun are going to score because Tina Charles takes a ton of shots. She's shooting about 44% from the floor. She has not looked very good so far this season. I don't see any guards on the roster that I actually like if Mabry doesn't play. And I feel like you're looking at what could be a lower scoring game. But the Fever defensively were not good. Think that they're going to have a little bit of pride here against the bottom feeder in the league at this point. In a good get-up spot, I don't want to say revenge angle, but a more like an anger game. Take some frustrations out, try to beat up on the worst team in the league at home. I'll go with the under in this game, but I'll go with the Fever as well. I just don't think the Sun can score enough points. So I don't mind maybe a team total, but I'll go with the under as my main thought.
Okay. I am not taking anything away from the Washington Mystics because I think that they are a pretty good team. And I think very, very soon here, matter of fact, this episode, there should be some discussions about them being a playoff team.
Don't even think about disrespecting my girl Kiki. Don't even think about
it. Never.
Don't even think about it.
Never. I would never let anybody disrespect her. But with that all being said, the Fever offense looked really, really bad. Like they could not get Aaliyah Boston the ball at all. Aaliyah Boston under should actually be talked about right now because there was literally an incompetence of being able to get her the ball in space. If Marina Mabry and O&O play, I feel fairly good about you guys being wrong about this. And so I'm on Connecticut plus the points. Because that is a crazy amount of points to lay with the Fever right now. And their offense looked very, very incompetent. Like, really, really incompetent. Defense, I think, is going to be a good. I think that it is interesting, the Steph White revenge game here against the Connecticut Sun. And I do think that from hearing from what Olivia Nelson-Ododo talked about the team and how the team was different, there could be a little bit of a get up of, hey, let's go show this coach that went and gutted this team. Let's get up and let's make this a close game, especially without Caitlin Clark in the lineup. There's so many storylines that I could see of this upstart Connecticut Sun team who went on the road to Minnesota, I might add, and gave them a game for 3 7/8. I said 7/8. Yeah, I'll give you 3.5. 3.5 quarters. Yeah. Give me this Connecticut Sun team.
To play devil's advocate there, I did back them when the Dream were on a back-to-back and they lost by like 20 points in the second half. So I tried to back Connecticut in a good spot, and they no-showed a game with no Griner against a team on a back-to-back. So I'm good. I'm rooting for you, but I can't take Connecticut anymore. I'm done.
We might just have to catch them when they're like super large favorites and people are completely underestimated. I feel like this is a spot everybody's underestimating them, and they get up. I randomly will take Connecticut here. I'm not betting that, of course, no way. But I just prevented.
We're underestimating them. I think we're just estimating them because Flo and I think they're just the worst team in the league, probably.
No, they clearly are. They are. But Indiana should not be laying double digits here.
Okay.
I thought this was going to be like 7.
So you like the under, though, because you mentioned the Fever's offense.
Oh, dude, nobody's scoring anything in this game. Yeah, not even Connecticut. Under 162.5. Very, very good play here.
My issue with the Sun is like they don't have a secondary plan on offense. It just feels like it's like we give it to Charles, we give it to Mabry, and if that doesn't work, we give it back to Charles so she can shoot it 7 more times and miss. Like I just don't get the semblance. Like maybe they run some JC Sheldon. I really like Sanaya Rivers. Like she gets hot at times, but I just don't see, like, to your point, like where the offense is coming from this one. But I also do think it's like a get right spot for a player like Kelsey Mitchell, who was in hell last game. Like Brittany Sykes gave her zero breathing room. So this just feels like a get right game Friday night at home. Make some 3-pointers. You'll have all the usage in the world. And I just think you can see a game like maybe Kelsey Mitchell goes for like 20-25. Byron throws in a couple threes. Aaliyah Boston, I agree. Like they don't know how to get her the ball. It looks like rookie Aaliyah Boston, pre-Caitlin Clark, where they couldn't even throw an entry pass on the post. But her assist has been something where without Caitlin Clark, you saw she has the usage and the user in that point forward role. So I do think the Fever like have enough to just like bury this Sun team and just get them out of here quickly.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. With that being said, we don't have props or any lines on anything, I don't think. Maybe somebody in the chat sees something in the offshore that they can tell me about. But what I will say is that I really just don't trust anybody to score in this game. Like, I really don't. I think that this is going to be an ugly, ugly, disgusting game of basketball. And so I would tell you Natasha Howard rebounds, but I mean, I can't trust anything Stephanie White does anymore.
Yep.
Scott, do you know that she sat Natasha Howard for basically the whole second half?
Oh, I know.
After
Yeah,
she
she
had
played 17
14
minutes. I know.
She had double digits in the first half. She had 5 rebounds, 6 rebounds at the end of the half. Didn't play her. Just didn't play her.
And she wasn't even like Julius Randling the game. I thought she actually looked like she wanted
No!
to be there. She was trying.
She did.
Yeah.
Scott,
The line was 6.5. She had 5 at halftime, grabs the 6th one with 8 to go in the third quarter, and never to be seen again.
No.
really...
And at no point watching the Fever struggle was I going, oh, it's clearly Natasha Howard's fault. I'm like, what? Why is she not? I thought she was injured at some point. I thought she might have tweaked something. Like that. It was that random. But
if anything, they needed Natasha Howard because it's like Aaliyah is trapped. She can't get the ball. Sykes is all over Kelsey Mitchell. And then from there, you're hoping Tawana Bonner can turn back the clock. That was the offense.
I'm shocked they got 20-plus points from Bonner, by the way. It was looking rough for Bonner in the first couple games of the season. So they even got that, and they still couldn't win, which is a problem. So,
yikes. I'm just telling you. All right, next game up. We don't really have anything for this game, but we'll just mention it very lightly. Mystics playing the Liberty. Liberty will be on the second leg of a back-to-back here. Sidney Johnson, head coach for the Mystics, will not be at this game. He actually will be attending his daughter's graduation. So it will be the assistant that I forget her name. I didn't even look at that part, but that will be Sidney Johnson, head coach. And I mentioned that because I think he's doing a really, really good job coaching this team up to this point. He's not going to be here. Liberty are going to be on the second leg of a back-to-back. It's probably going to be a double-digit spread, maybe low double digits, but something like that. But is anybody going to be interested in laying points with Liberty on the second leg of a back-to-back here?
Well, John Quell's not playing tonight, so there is a chance maybe they stagger some players for tonight and tomorrow, so we'll keep that in mind. If John Quell plays tomorrow and Stewie, for example, sits, I wouldn't be shocked if they just rotated. That could be what they do. I also like how you mentioned the head coach isn't going to be there and how you don't know the name of the other person, but then you forgot to look it up. So I'm confused if you actually tried to look it up or you just didn't even bother.
I mean, if you know the head coach isn't going to be there, it's like, okay, somebody else is taking charge.
Yeah. No, I just like that you said I forgot her name, and then you said I didn't even look it up. So I don't even know if you ever knew the name in the first place.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Just saying.
Okay.
But
now I understand how that doesn't make sense now.
It's fine. The point is the head coach isn't going to be there. I'm going Mystics plus the points. I actually like this team. I'm not saying they're a good team. They might be a fringe playoff team. There are some below 500 teams that make the playoffs in the W every year. This team's feisty. Young players have definitely showed that they're ready for the league sooner than we thought. Citron's been great. Kiki's an absolute monster. Sykes looks very good. I like how they're playing right now. I think they're a solid team. The Liberty, I understand, should kill the Valkyries tonight, and then we'll see how they look tomorrow. Can I see a spot where they coast? Sure. I've seen the Mystics a couple of times give them troubles in the first half. They were competitive against this team last year on a couple of occasions. They would always fall short, but they were competitive for about 3 quarters. I think the spread will be somewhere around 8 or 9, if I had to guess. I'll take the Mystics. I think the line will be too high.
Flo.
I couldn't agree more. I like the Mystics for one. I know that my girl Brittany Sykes will get up for that because she's playing her dog Natasha Cloud for the first time. Cloud versus Sykes always going to be fun. Also, like Liberty, it's I agree with you 100%. I think you have to stagger players. It's like game 3 in 4 days and a stretch of 4 and 6, which is brutal from the schedule makers there. But I just think it's a really feisty bunch. Now that you have Secure Austin back too, they just have this weird 3 big rotation of Kiki, Shakira, Aaliyah, and they all can do a lot of everything. They can play good defense. Citron is really fun on the open floor. Scythe can push the tempo. She can play great defense. They just feel like they're a good bad team. They have a bunch of good young players. They'll get a veteran-laden team like the Liberty that might have some dead legs, maybe a little tired, and they'll just push the tempo. I think they'll play really tough. I like the Mystics. Maybe it's a first half spot where they come out, give them a quick punch, and then the Liberty snap back into it. But I really like the Mystics in this spot a ton. So I just think that overall with this Mystics team, they just feel like a team that's just kind of finding their own, and they have young players who are gaining confidence. Sonia has a ton of confidence. She had a big game in Las Vegas, even though they dropped that one with Sykes mixed that one. And last game, you saw Kiki had a great game going against Aaliyah Boston. So I like the Mystics in this spot.
What a shame they blew that game to the Aces, though.
They deserve to win.
Such a good game plan for 3.5 quarters. What a shame.
They deserve to win.
It sucks when you have Jewel Lloyd on the other side, doesn't it?
Who, by the way, was terrible before that final shot. But
doesn't fucking matter.
Doesn't matter.
Which
buckets,
shot is the one that matters? Which one is the one that matters?
The last one. But all I know is the Mystics turned the ball over 3 times in the last minute. And I'm that's just a brutal loss. But I still like this team, though. This team's pretty good.
All right. I don't have Mystics playoff odds because they play tonight, and I won't have playoff odds because they play tomorrow. But when they open the fuck up, I'm letting you know. Dallas right now is plus 155. Chicago is plus 295. And the Connecticut Sun are 18-1 to make the playoffs. They fit somewhere in that spectrum, and that's ridiculous. And I'm going to bet it immediately.
I couldn't agree more. You know, it's funny. You kind of read my mind because I was looking at that earlier. Because like you can kind of reverse engineer this. Like, who don't you like this year? I don't like the Valkyrie. I've already expressed I don't like the Sky. So like from there, it's like, can they be better than the Wings? I think they're already better than the Wings. I think the Wings are terrible. And they have no identity. They run like a weird rotation where some games Dejanay plays, some games she just sits on the bench right next to Alyssa, and they don't play the entire second half. I really like the Mystics. They just seem like a young team that has like feistiness, they have an identity, and they just have like 3 bigs that are always going to hustle and play hard. So I can bank on that like every single night with Sykes. So I love the Mystics.
Yeah, we talk about this every year in the W. It's not the same as the NBA where you kind of need to be 500 or higher to make the playoffs. In the W, you tend to get at least one team every year that has like 15 or 16 wins, and the record is disgusting, but they somehow end up in the playoffs. If the Mystics end up going like 16 and we'll say like 16 and 28, that might be enough. There are a lot of really bad teams in this league right now. 16 and 28 might be enough to get in as like the last team in. So I think that there's a couple ways to get there.
And the Chicago Sky were projected to be there, and they've already bounced out. So that's opened up a spot. Now, not gonna lie, I would love for the Valkyrie to get there, but having extra insurance on the Mystics would be amazing. I'm with you all. I'm taking Mystics plus points here. I'm not taking the Liberty on the second leg of the back-to-back. That was never happening. All right. Before we get to the 3 other games that we have lines on, got to talk to everybody about rhythm, because our job here is to help you find the best picks, and we have the tool that helps you find the best picks, and that's Rhythm. Make sure you go tap in with Rhythm for MLB, PGA, WNBA, NBA, all of that, college basketball, NFL when it's open. They have a whole bunch of stuff, and they just dropped a new feature called Power Trends. These are AI detected patterns where Rhythm's models has consistently won and has ROI. So if it's a strikeout prop that wins about 59% of the time when the line and the win probability hit in a certain range, there you go. That's everything. They have all the trends and everything you need right there on the Rhythm app. So check out Rhythm app and check out Power Trends over there. 7-day free trial at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. We're also brought to you by the Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway, where the winner will receive a 2-night stay at Circa Resort and Casino for their entire 12-team league. You also hold your draft in a cabana at the cool Stadium Swim with a $5,000 food and beverage credit. Bring the 1942. You got limo transportation to and from the airport, a welcome party at Legacy Club, a reservation at the world's largest sports book with a $500 beverage credit, and a 2-hour open bar package at the Overhang Bar. If you're not drunk enough already, you have until June 30th to enter that contest. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag, your place to bet on every single sport, the NBA playoffs, the WNBA, all of that over there at mybookie.ag. Accept a ton of customers from a whole bunch of different locations, easy deposit, lightning fast payouts with cryptocurrency. So head over there and get down on the action at mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. All right. Next game up on the docket. Here we are with 10 p.m. games again. Jesus Christ. We've got the Atlanta Dream on the road playing in Seattle. Storm opened up laying 2.5, currently laying 4.5. 158.5 is the total. Let's see. Anything interesting? Well, we know Brittany Griner's still out with the knee injury that has been giving her problems.
Although you said 4.5, I see 5.5.
Is it a 5.5 out there?
I see a couple 5.5.
Oh, okay. All right. Call it 5.5. Nothing else here for the injury report, but keep an eye on that Brittany Griner injury that's had her out for the past couple of games here. See if she's able to make a return here. All right, Scott. I mean, this is my team. One of my many teams.
Are they back? They hung in there against Minnesota. They covered. They didn't win.
They did, and they did cover. They did cover. They also blew my fucking under too.
Well,
And that was
nobody's
really
perfect,
annoying.
but they tried their best out there.
We'll give them a little. All right, here are my thoughts. The Atlanta Dream gotta bottom out at some point. They have had a lot going on over the past couple of days. A back to back, then they go on the road all the way to LA. They get the win in LA. Kudos to them and that LA team. That's 5 straight they've lost to the Dream, by the way. Just throwing it out here.
Mhm.
Now they're going up to play Seattle, where I do think that they're going to find maybe the best defense that they played yet. We could have a conversation about the Fever, but it's one of the better defenses they played yet here against this Seattle team. I think Seattle's going to be able to get it done here against the Dream here, Scott.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Seattle's been good. We called them the Seattle Showers for about 4 months in a row because they kept underachieving. We were waiting for them to actually live up to their standard, and they finally have. They're great at home. They killed the Aces, scored 100-plus points. Came back. I liked them plus the points against the Lynx, and that was not easy. They found a way to cover, though, in a tough environment. The Dream have been winning. I do want to point out, though, they've beaten the Sparks, the Sun, the Wings, the Fever, and that's it. So they really haven't beaten anybody. The Fever's a good win. Props on the Fever win, that counts. But besides that, the Sparks have been kind of underwhelming.
Yeah.
The Suns stink. I'm not going to read too much into it.
Didn't even mention the Wings.
They're not even worth my time. But I do think for this matchup, the Storm are looking like they're figuring it out. Gabby's been great recently. I still like, of course, Diggins, who's been great. Remove the Smith, Skyward Diggins there. I think she's been very good. I like their overall roster. I think the team's pretty good. But I think the Dream are a team that right now is getting by on a pretty weak schedule.
Mhm.
But they're still a pretty flawed team. And Bree Jones, I think, is fine. But if Grinder's not going to play, do I think NECA dominates? She easily could. They got a lot of people you got to answer to. I don't see them matching up well. Give me the Storm minus 5.5.
Yeah, man. I think it's a tough matchup. No, go ahead, Flo.
Yeah, man, I'm right there with you, man. I shout outs to the Dream. I just always feel like the dream of the Dream. Like whenever I want to commit and love the Dream don't love me back. So I'm going with the Storm. Because outside of that blip opening down against the Mercury, like they've shown me a lot, especially defensively, how they had the clamps on the Aces on that zone defense, and for an entire half, it just felt like no one could get anything going and any semblance of offense for the Aces. And I just kind of feel that also, like, just from like a stylistic point of view, like the Storm are like I know what they are. They're like a fast team with a bunch of like thoroughbreds on the wing. Like I've got Ezzy, I've got NECA, I've got Gabby Williams. And if Grinder plays, it feels like the Dream are just kind of like a slow team with like Breonna and Griner. Like, are they going to get back defensively? And if Grinder doesn't play, I mean, they're relying on Alicia Gray and Ryan Howard to grab all the rebounds. Like, it just feels like with Ezzy and NECA down there, and then maybe Leah Rue come in there, it just feels like they could dominate the glass and go to that zone and like stop a team that's relying on like a bunch of 3-pointers going up. So no disrespect to the Dream. I think they showed me some, but like the Storm, like being down double digits against the Lynx and like being down in Minnesota by like 3 points with like 3 minutes to go. Like I love the Storm in this spot.
Yeah. I have a hard time I'm like Flo. I have a hard time buying into the Atlanta Dream when they're on a winning streak like this, and everybody thinks that they're a really good team because they always bottom out, man.
I'm impressed they've been able to hold serve without Griner available, but I still think the schedule is a big reason for that.
Yeah. This is a really solid defense. Like I really think that they can give teams problems defensively over the course of the season. It's just whether they want to wake up and decide to score that day or not. All right, I'm on the Storm too. Total sitting there at 158.5. Is anybody interested in anything other than an under?
I like the Storm team total over.
Okay.
I don't trust Atlanta to guard anybody, and Seattle offensively has been great at home. So
Committing
I like
to the Storm scoring is a choice. But I do agree. I think they can take advantage. I just think it's a lot of missed shots.
Yeah. If Griner's out, I would go NECA and Skylar on first basket, put a quarter unit on each because Breonna Jones can't jump. And Ezzy is like just 6'3", 6'4" with all limbs. Like she will dominate the tip. And NECA's been like caught on a ridiculous roll with these first baskets. It's either her or Skylar every time. And NECA's always open for 3 or just rolls to the cup. And this Dream defense is nothing to be afraid of down low. So I like NECA and Skylar in the first basket, like put 0.25 on each one. If
Hey,
Griner's out, you got to make sure Griner's out because the Griner's in, she's winning the tip, and then like you're screwed.
Hey Scott, I forgot Flo dabbles heavy into the first
Oh,
basket, man.
I love the first baskets. Love first baskets.
Hey Scott, I forgot what he said. I said, "Oh yeah, I forgot Flo does first basket around here." Hey, it was the whole breakdown, and it made sense because Brianna Jones sure can't jump off of nothing.
Yeah, the only thing that always like gets you with the first baskets is like whenever it's like, oh, Griner versus like Nafisa Collier. The other team knows that like Fee ain't winning the tip, so they'll send like Kayla McBride behind Griner and she'll steal the tip. A lot of times it's like running away for a layup. So that's the only thing that gets you.
I mean, it's fair. I feel like we have to at least point out that Bree Jones has that Janai Broom vertical, which is probably not a good sign. So, want to mention that.
What kind of straight was that?
Well, I mean, we all saw the video at the combine, didn't we?
Oh man,
Duolingo tweeted it.
This is
and
wait,
mentioned
no way.
Chinese.
Duolingo's. Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Duolingo like retweeted the vertical jump where he got none of the actual things you have to touch and said it's never too late to learn Chinese. That was Duolingo, which is absolutely wild, but that was definitely a thing on social media. But anyway,
I'd be so annoyed. All right, let's get to the next one. Minnesota Lynx on the road, going to play the Phoenix Mercury in the Valley. Minnesota Lynx laying 5.5 here. 159 is the total. Let's see. MAM is probable from what I saw. Looks like she's going to be able to play. I don't have anything else pertinent for this one. So let's call it what it is. Mercury laying 5 here. Flo. Do the the Lynx are laying 5. Do the Lynx keep up the undefeated streak?
I think so. I think like with Kayla McBride now back, I mean, there wasn't even like a reacclimation period. She just went right back in there full force 30 after like one practice, and she looked magnificent.
Oh, I quoted a video. She was talking about it so casual afterwards of like, yeah, I had one practice and I played 30 minutes and I had 15 points.
She's like, I'm a hooper. This is what I do. I just think with this Lynx defense and with that zone defense going against the Mercury outside of like Alyssa Thomas going downhill and Satu Sabli shooting from the perimeter, there's like a lot of question marks on the offense where I just think that the Lynx defense can just clamp in. I mean, Sammy Whitcomb was someone they were hoping that can give him some 3-ball, but she's been atrocious from 3-point this season. So overall, I just think that there's a leaky Mercury defense, and overall, I just think the Lynx defensively can just like lock in. I don't really see like how they have an answer for Fee. Like Fee's assists when they drop, I'm hoping we get like a 3.5 plus money for that one because Fee can easily cook up on this Mercury defense. So I love the Lynx in this spot personally. The Mercury team, they just feels like they're going to beat the team that they should beat, and they're never going to punch above their head. That's just how they feel like to me this season.
Scott?
Yeah, I agree. I'll give the Mercury props, though, for being 4-1 with Copper getting hurt immediately. I did not think they'd have this good of a record with Copper being out because I wasn't sure how they were going to score. They have 2 players, basically, with, of course, AT and with Satu, and I wasn't sold in supporting cast. And I'm still not sold in the supporting cast, but they're 4-1, so I guess they're doing something right. But I think the Lynx are the better team. I do agree. I think the Mercury are a team that has been beating up on some of the worst teams in the league. The Sky had them dead to rights for about 3 quarters. Probably not a good sign. Sorry, I know it's not a Sky therapy session. I think the Lynx will look good here. The Lynx didn't play that well against Seattle, and I understand Seattle's a good team, but I do think the Lynx have some stuff they can fix for this matchup. The Mercury have been good. I don't think they can keep up offensively with Fee, with Courtney, with all the options of McBride being back. There are just so many weapons that the Lynx have that the Mercury don't. And defensively, if you stop either AT or Satu, I don't know how the hell this team's going to score to keep pace with the Lynx. So I'll go with the Lynx minus 5.5.
And that's what it is for me. Like, there's just too many options. All right, you stop Fee. Then you got to worry about Kayla McBride. Then you got Courtney Williams. Then you got Lonte Smith. Then you got Bridget Carlton. Like, you got all these options. Then you got the giant Jessica Shepard coming off the bench. Like, you got so many things that you've got to worry about that I'm sure Tibbetts is going to be, like, trying to rip his hair out, figuring out how they're going to get all this action defensively. I think that Minnesota runs the score up on them. I like a Minnesota team total over in this one. I like Minnesota laying the points. I think it's this is the Mercury's, hey, let's see how we stack up against, a team that was in WNBA finals last year. And then they're going to very quickly realize they don't stack up well. Not at all. I like the Mercury first 5 games. I did, but this is a little bit too high for them to climb. So I like the Lynx here as well. Lynx laying 5.5. I'm with all of you. Anything else on the total? It looks like it's going down actually. Open up 162.5. It's down to 159.5. So it looks like they're expecting a Lynx masterclass defensively here.
That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah,
I mean, we just talked about if you shut down one of the two players, the main people on this team, they're screwed. I just see that happening, so I'll go with the under.
Yeah, that one feels the easiest. Oh man, they're gonna set Fee at 24.5 again, Scott.
They'll never learn.
Yeah, no, she's gonna score 30 in this one. This is the 30 game. This is the one you ladder Fee. She's scoring 30 here. MVP. All right. Let's see. Next game up, last game up. It's a good one. The Los Angeles Sparks on the road going to play the Las Vegas Aces. Aces open up laying 9.5, currently laying 8.5. 165 is the total. Let's just go ahead and set the battle space for everybody. I would like to read off the last 5 games between the Sparks and the Aces. Sparks wins 78-72 as a 16-point dog. They then end up losing 89-82 as an 18-point dog. Then they got a win again, 96-92 as a 10-point dog. And they got another win, 98-93 as a 13-point dog. And then they took a loss, and they still covered the spread. They were 16.5-point dogs. They lost by 16. I mean, Scott, we talked about this last year. This is just not their matchup. And now you're telling me Kelsey Plum is on the other side? Oh, this is just not their matchup. This team destroys the Aces.
I mean, I'm going to go with it from a different approach because you're mentioning the historical aspect of it. I don't think the Aces are that good. I'm going to take that approach instead. I understand that the Storm and the Liberty are two solid teams. The Liberty are probably the best team in the league. Like, I get it. They are atrocious defensively.
seriously.
They can't stop anybody. And the one win they had against the Mystics that, once again, they're 2-2. One of those wins was against Connecticut, who's a fake basketball team. The other one is a game they should have lost to against the Mystics because they were getting killed for about 3 quarters. This team's not very good. And I understand that it might take some time to get Jewel up to speed and trying to replace Kelsey in terms of chemistry, figuring stuff out. They look awful. I'm not saying the Sparks look good either, but I'm not laying 8.5. I think the Aces are a team that I will wait until they show some signs of improvement before I back them. But they're going to be laying in every single game, and they don't really pass the eye test for me. The Sparks are okay. They're not good either. They're 2-4. But I do think they can do enough offensively to keep this game close. I'll go with the dog here, not even including the head-to-head history, but because the Aces have been very unimpressive, and I don't want to lay 8.5 with a team that doesn't guard anybody. So I'll take the Sparks plus 8.5.
Flo, what you got?
Man, I couldn't agree more. This Aces team is so disappointing. I came into the season gassing up, oh, here come the 96 Chicago Bulls, and they can't stop a nosebleed. First off, it is very alarming to me. Like, that Mystics game was extremely alarming to me because, like, when I saw what Kiki area fan and what Sonya was doing to that backcourt and Kiki down low, so y'all just on this time when y'all not going to stop anybody. So you have a double revenge game because whenever De'Erica Hamby sees the Aces, you know it's smoke. You gave them that work last year 3 times. So you have Hamby's going to give him that work. Plum, you already know. Plum is coming into that game a full night of sleep. I just saw her on IG. She got like 6 colorways from Sabrina Ionescu. You know she's going to be up for this one. I'm right. I'm not going to say I'm going to take the Aces, the Sparks plus 8.5, but I do lean that way. And I don't even know what Rakia Jackson. Are we getting more like 20, 25 minutes Rakia? Because, like, the one thing that sticks out with this matchup is, like, the Sparks are going to have a lot of confidence in this game. Like, they will not be intimidated by Jewel Lloyd or Asia Wilson or any of these Aces. Like, last year, I want to say they, like, won a late season game with Rakia Jackson starring in that game in L.A. So I like the Sparks in this spot. This Aces defense, the paint is one of the 2 or 3 worst paint defenses in the league, which is crazy to say with Asia Wilson there. And overall, like, their backcourt defense is atrocious. Jewel Lloyd is a cone. Chelsea Gray can't get anything done with one-on-one with Kelsey Plum. So I like the Sparks in this matchup, and especially when you have Hamby and Plum, you know they're going to be up for this one. So
I'm just saying, though, I know we're all friends here, but if you roast Jewel one more time, Terrell might have to fight you. I'm just saying.
You know, and it's not Jewel Lloyd's fault because I don't understand like why they've turned one of the most dynamic on-ball ISO scorers into a spot-up shooter to stand in the corner and shoot 6 3-pointers. It's a disgrace. I don't understand what the offense is. The point guard's supposed to be back. I saw her on Rival. I'm hyped. And she has like less on ball as potential assistant Asia does. I don't get the offense early on, but it's a long season, but I don't get it early on.
Yeah, for the record, I don't think Jewel's a good defender either. But calling her a cone in front of Terrell is dangerous work. That's all I'm saying. Terrell might fight you. That's all I'm saying.
I've never tried to. Now, I will admit she's a better defender than people give her credit for, but I've never tried to defend her defense here. But all I would say is that matchups matter. And I mean, this is one of the matchups where Jewel, I mean, who's going to stop her? But again, they have to choose to utilize her.
They're going to stop her.
The aces are going to stop her because they're not choosing to utilize her, and we'll see. We'll see if they figure it out. But like, honestly, truly, there wasn't a single point that you could ever make me lay to make me take the aces here. This is a horrible spot for the aces. I mean, a horrible spot. This is Sparks all the way. Sparks plus 350 on the money line. Dog consideration here, Scott. Very easily dog consideration here. All right. I think that pretty much made the point that we're all on the Sparks here. Very tough matchup for the aces. I'm sure we're all on the over. Nobody's playing around. Sparks team total over. Nobody's playing around with the aces defense here. Okay, Roger.
Over.
All right. Can't do an underdog lineup today, Scott. We could kind of spitball one.
Well, we do a bonus walk and dog picks because we have an extra person. So that kind of makes up for it.
Yeah, I guess it does. All right. How do we do this? How do we we don't have guests often, so we don't have a set system. I think we have to let Flo go first here, Scott.
Yeah, that's fine.
For my lock, I'm gonna take Lynx minus 5.5 as we outlined. I just think like they have too many weapons defensively. They can shut you down. I just think there's too many ways for them to have a good game offensively that will hold down a Mercury offense that, to be honest, is not that impressive to me at all. So I like the Lynx minus 5.5. And I'm gonna double down on the Lynx, my dog. Not to be a weak one because it's only 175. If we had player props, I'd give you something with some juice on it, like a 250, but we don't have player props, so I apologize. You could always go to that first basket if Griner's out. I really like that Skylar Necker combo, but I'll go Lynx by 11. I think they should roll. I mean, the Chicago Sky had them dead to rights before they stopped giving Ariel Atkins the basketball. So I'm just in on the Lynx for this one.
Hey, Scott, you heard that? You heard what he said?
Yeah.
He said, I might give you a little weak one. It's only plus 175. Hey, Scott. Hey, Scott, you might have. Hey, he came in here. That was a shot at you. I think that was a shot.
It's fine.
No. I think that was a shot at you.
No shot.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know that was a shot at you, Scott.
Oh, no, I got it. It's all good. I'll remember that. It's fine. It's all good.
Scott, wait, what are we doing? Wait, what do we do? I'm going first?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, okay.
See, you lost both, but I swept, so I don't actually know what to do here.
All right, yeah, no, it's okay. I'll go first. I don't want to mess up your mojo. If we keep your mojo going, I'm fine. Lock. I hate to just be all on the Lynx train here. Actually, no, I won't. Give me Seattle laying 4. That's my team. I feel really good about them defensively. And the Dream have just, this is a lot of games they're playing in a short span. And it's going to catch up with them at some point. I don't think they have the defense that's going to be able to keep up. And Noel Quinn can outcoach Schmesko here. So I like the Storm, laying 4. They get it done. Dog. I mean, it's the Sparks. It's clearly the Sparks. It's just what way do I want to play the Sparks?
Oh.
I'll take you know what? I don't even care. Aces always suck at the beginning of the season. Except when they were on that generational run. They've been very underwhelming in the beginning of seasons. They could take a L here. Give me the Sparks plus 340. Scott.
All right. So for my lock, I'm actually going to join you. Give me the Storm. Minus 4.
Oh, wow. You knew what my lock was today?
No, I was going to take him anyway, but I let you go first. So.
No, because you normally don't even listen to my
lock. No, I do. Usually it just takes 20 minutes for you to make a choice on what you're going to do. That's usually the issue, but you were quick today.
I was very quick today. I was pretty much lock focused on either Lynx or Storm today.
What do I want to do? Do I want to do this? Do I want to do that? Actually, and then you just pick something. And at that point, I mentally check out, so it's fine. But yeah, I'm going with the Storm as well. I do think at the end of the day, the Storm are in a great spot at home. They've looked like a team that we expect the Storm to look like, and that's something I want to see. The Dream, though, have had a pretty weak schedule, traveling to the West Coast. It's not a great spot, and on top of that, I think the Storm are dangerous again. So I'll go with the Storm -4 as my lock. For my dog, I won with it last episode. I'll go back to it. Give me a same game parlay. Gonna go with the Lynx -5.5, parlayed with the Mercury team total under 76.5, +150.
All right. Let's see here. Let's try to spitball an underdog lineup, man. We could do this. Well, clearly, I'm playing anything in that aces. And matter of fact, the SGPs have been good for us, Scott.
Yep.
We can do aces, Sparks, SGP.
I think you mean the SGE. The same game entry. I think that's what you mean.
No, because we've been saying that for a while, and I just thought about what SGP stands for. I'm like, ooh, underdog would not like to hear that.
Not at all. The SGE's been good to us.
Yeah, man, the SGEs have been very good to us, man. So let's focus on the game. We know there's going to be a bunch of points in. What do we like here in this game?
Well, it sounds like we like Plum and Hamby and everybody involved in the game. So it kind of comes down to what you want to go with. But do we like Plum or do we like Hamby more in this revenge game?
I mean, for sure, Hamby points and rebounds feels like it. Like, if it's not Asia, Kia Stokes, like, who's slowing her down?
And Stokes doesn't even play that many minutes because she has no offensive talent at all. So
yeah.
And there's a correlation with like Plum's assists, which like last game ended at 5, it opened at 5.5, but the potentials are there in all these games. Like she's in easily like 14, 15 plus potentials every game. So if you get the early line, you're probably gonna get like a plus money 5.5 for Plum most likely.
Didn't Plum have like 5 in the first like quarter and a half, and then at 0 the rest of the game or something?
Yeah, that's her specialty. She had like 5 in the first half against like.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah, that's her thing.
I don't mind that angle for the assist though for Plum.
All right, so we're gonna go Hamby higher points and rebounds, Plum higher assists.
Yep.
We need an ace. I know. I mean, don't ask me because I'm gonna tell you which one I'm taking. But like, we could go Asia. I'm not touching Chelsea Gray with anything right now.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Asia if you want to go. You want to go for PR? Or you want to go for R?
PR should be a good game. She normally has. Let me go back and let me pull this up real quick. Just to.
I like how you have to pull up the numbers for Asia, who's just been killing everybody for like 5 years in a row. But
yep.
Just to be safe,
but just to be safe, let me just make sure that she's been killing everybody.
Potentially greatest player in the league history. Let's just see how her numbers are against one.
Let's just see. Let's see what her numbers are against the Sparks here. All right, she had 34-13, 35-12, 31-8, 22-10.
That sounds like a PR higher for me.
Yeah. All right, so we'll go Asia Wilson, higher PR. Dearica Hamby, higher PR. Kelsey Plum, higher assists. We don't have that in there, but I'm going to assume that it's somewhere around 6X. Yep, whatever it may be, Underdog Fantasy. But matter of fact, you tell me how much it is. Drop it in the comment section when it opens up tomorrow and go ahead and play it. With that, NBA SGPN promo code, get your special pick and first time deposit offer, NBA SGPN. Flo, appreciate you here. Plug whatever you want to plug this, sir.
Gentlemen, love the time. Thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it. You can catch me on Twitter at Stephen Florval and on YouTube. I like to stream. Be streaming tomorrow's games, talking about the games, the action lines at Sports with Flo. FLO, no W, Sports with Flo. Gentlemen, appreciate it as always, man. I had a great time.
All right. Make sure you go check out Flo and his stream. Send all of our people over there. Y'all check him out too. Good stuff. We'll get him back up here. Scott, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
Not really. Looking forward to the games tomorrow. I know that one of the games did start tonight. I know you want to get out of here because you might be attending a funeral in a couple hours. So we'll see.
Hey, Flo's a Knicks fan too, man.
Unfortunately.
I'm just saying. I said might as the key word. Potentially. So we'll see what happens. But extender bonus, you want them to win for the bonus, worst case scenario.
I'll tell you this. I'm actually not. I wouldn't be mad if they lost because you got to fire Tibbs if you go out on your home floor here again. Like if championship coaches are getting fired 3 days for the playoffs, I'm sure we can fire a guy that made it to the Western Conference Finals.
For the record, by the way, if the Knicks lose tonight, 3-6 in MSG this postseason.
Insane.
It's not a home court. I tell you, people come in there and they think that they're the reincarnation of Michael fucking Jordan.
Absolutely.
It's fucking ridiculous.
I'm not even nervous for this game because I checked out after game 2 because I realized it was over at that point. I just mentally game 1 took everything out of me. After game 2, I'm like, we'll probably like do the fake hustle thing, win game 3, show for half of game 4, then like it'll get out of hand. And that's exactly what happened. I have zero faith. And you know Tibbs is going to do
Because
the thing and cut the rotation to 7, and everyone's going to play 40 minutes, and he's going to play the same lineup that's failed all season. He's so stubborn. He's going to have Josh Hart out there with Karl Towns, who can't guard a drop, a PR, nothing. And there's going to be shooters wide open. I have very low expectations for tonight.
dude, it sounds like me out here. Yeah, Flo could get along here very, very well. All right.
I'm a Nets fan, so my season ended about 8 months ago. So if that makes you feel any better, you know.
The Liberty are down 1 in 5 minutes in the second quarter.
Sheesh.
No reason of me saying that. Just wanted to say that. Nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just going to do like this. We are out of here.